trying to fake, they do it with no manners. It's no super state, just problems on my platter. Eat up to my stomach ache from my bros, this shit matter.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Problems on a Platter podcast. I am your host, Lily, and I am super excited to get into these problems. Problems. We all have problems. Sometimes many of us have the same problem. Sometimes many of us want to be stuck in our problems, but I decided to have a podcast, which I was supposed to have this podcast, but I decided to have this podcast to talk about problems. Like, a lot of people come to me, and I'm not gonna say a lot of people, because like a lot of times when people say a lot of people, they be talking about like one or two, three, four at the most. When they say a lot of people, I know a lot of people. Listen to what I'm telling you. A lot of people come to me and they talk to me and, about whatever problems that they're going through or anything like that. And I am a great listener. I am a really great listener. And plus, I bring God into a lot. A lot of my situations, a lot of things that, happens to me or whatever the case may be. I bring God into it because I don't got your answer, baby. I don't got your answer. God do, but Anywho, so Problems on a Platter podcast. Oh, let's talk about what this podcast is about. Right? Because this is a trailer kind of giving you a visualization of me, who I am, and also of what we can be looking forward to. Because, baby, I'm already planning my 50th episode anniversary party. And I ain't even had one episode come out, and I'm planning my 50th episode anniversary party. That's the type of faith that you need to have. The type of faith we're going to be talking about on this podcast. And the type of faith that when you don't have faith, that's a problem, right? Because I'll talk about problems on this podcast. But anywho, what is Problems on a Platter podcast about? It's about a determined entrepreneur, a determined woman of God, a determined wife, mother, author, whatever title you want to say. But whatever it is, a determined woman to talk about problems, bring problems out to the light, right? Because a lot of the times we don't talk about our problems, because sometimes we've been in the same problem for 15 years and you probably think that people is getting sick of you talking about the same problem. But here on this podcast, and this is why I feel like everybody should have a podcast, because everybody got a story to tell. Everybody can help somebody with something, regardless if it's free or if it costs. God has all given us gifts, and we supposed to be down here, doing what we're supposed to be doing with the gifts that he's given us. So, Problem on a Platter podcast is about where we discuss problems. We discuss problems, and we solve problems. So not only do we discuss them and we just talk about them, but we talk about techniques, what we can do to solve the problems, what we can do to make the problem a little bit easier, and also help people know that they're not going through this alone. It's many people out there that is going through the same problem. It is many people out there that's going through the exact same problem. And I want to talk about it and I want to discuss it. I'm always talking. If you're one of the people that talk in the mirror to yourself for hours, you need to be on somebody's podcast, or you need to have a podcast, or you need to have a YouTube channel, or you need to, you need to do something, because your voice is a gift. And a lot of times when we hush up That's what the devil wants us to do. He wants us to shut up. He wants us to be fearful and not go out there and chase our dreams and not be the best us we can be. And that's a problem. Do you see like how the problems are just coming in? But yeah, we talk about problems and we figure it out. We figure it out together. We gonna figure this thing out together because before I did this podcast, before I start, which this podcast been in the works for 2 years, like 2 whole years, right? And I was supposed to do it with somebody, but God knew that person was not going to be in my life. So it didn't go. But now it's me and I'm alone, and that's the best way to do this podcast, by myself. Because when you try to bring somebody into your vision, what you see, that is a problem, right? It's not their vision. It's yours. It's yours. You see the vision, but then you tell the vision to somebody else and you want them to see it how you see it, and that's not going to happen. So now it's a problem because you mad because they don't see it how you see it, but it's not their vision. It's yours. So to help solve that problem, don't put your vision into nobody else's hands, right? Don't put no vision. If God gave you an idea, or if God gave you a vision or whatever, a dream, whatever, it's yours. He gave it to you. Now, if he gave it to y'all, then it's a y'all thing. But if he gave it to you, then it's just a you thing, right? It's just a you thing. So to solve the problem, don't put your vision in nobody else's hands. Period. You so excited, you super excited, and they not even gonna be excited like you excited because it's yours. You know what I'm saying? Then we want to be mad because they ain't on 10 like we on 10. No. But yeah, that's like something like what my podcast is about. We talk about problems. My mother is here with me. She is my co-host. Her obituary is my co-host because she here with me, because she already knew we used to always talk about my podcast. She knew this baby. She had 2 daughters. One of them, and then she had me. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm gonna make her proud. My goal is to buy her a house. Very soon. I plan on getting it like next year. Then she wanna die on me. But whatever, I appreciated her being here for the 47 years she was here. Anywho, I'm supposed to be talking about the podcast. But yeah, that's what it's about. It's about problems. So y'all tune in. Like, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because we about to get into these problems. And I'm so real. Like, my husband be like, you think that you always right. First and foremost, I don't take I'm right out of pride, right? Me being right is out of the Bible or, what's really right and what's wrong, because what's right and wrong. When you know better, you do better, period. And it's a problem when you know better and you don't do better. That's a problem. And we're going to talk about that. And to solve that problem, start doing better. But yeah, that's the little trailer of what Problem on the Platter podcast is about. We talk about problems. I am your host, Lee. And let's get into these problems. Like, real talk. You can email me at problemsontheplatterpodcast@gmail.com to discuss some of your problems. If you want your problems to make it to the show, you can email me. Not saying that all problems is going to make it to the show, but where there's one problem, there's many more with the same problem. So I don't have to read the same problem. If I get enough problems on that one topic, then yes, I will discuss it. And yes, I will tell your story. Not all of your stories, but somebody's story. And it's going to help somebody else's story. But yeah, that's me. That's my trailer. And you guys tune in because it's about to get lit. Like, y'all can't tell I'm lit off the little 10 minutes that I've been on. It's Stay tuned, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm super geeked. Problems on the Platter podcast. Hashtag it. Problems on the Platter podcast. 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 Problems on the Platter. Don't mind me, but mind